For this video, we're going to talk about one of YouTube's big original content creators. One of those people that was around right at the beginning of the platform, but didn't quite make that next jump forward. And we're going to look at kind of what he has going on now. So I made this video after browsing through some of Onision, the person we're talking about here, one of Onision's multiple channels. I was just browsing through, checking out what the guy's been up to. Now, namely, the two channels I was checking out on were his main Onision channel and his other channel, Uh-Oh Bro. Now, out of these, some of his more recent uploads stuck out to me, and these were on the Uh-Oh Bro channel, and in particular, one that caught my interest was titled, "Why is Onision losing subs?" And I thought to myself, he's got to know, right? I mean, he has to, at least on some level, understand why not only he's no longer relevant, but also why his channels have been kind of tanking for quite a while now. I mean, you know what, I shouldn't have been surprised by what I found when actually watching the video, but hey, I mean, here we are, I'm making a video about it, so obviously I was kind of stunned. So you know what, just without wasting any more time, let's have a look at this video and let's see what we've got going on here.
One of the most searched questions in regards to Onision is, why is Onision losing subs?
Alright, a fairly simple setup. I mean, he's letting us know exactly what the video is about. I don't know if I exactly believe that that's a pretty popular search on Google. I don't think that people really go out of their way to type in this guy's name, but you know what? We'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. Let's see where it goes from here. Let's see if he actually knows.
I'm losing subs because I used to get 100,000 views a day or so, and now I'm not getting very many views. And when I say a day, I mean every single video I upload.
You know, when I first heard that reason, this first one here, I was kind of caught off guard. I actually kind of chuckled a little bit, and I thought to myself, you know, hopefully he knows that that's, I mean, maybe that has partially something to do with it, but that's not a main reason. But you know what? I thought to myself, hey, it's early in the video here. I mean, we're like 10 seconds in, so let's not nitpick too much, okay? Let's let him have this one, and let's just keep the ball rolling and see what happens.
When you don't get enough views, then, you know, all these accounts that are deactivating, all these accounts that are expiring or whatever, they are still, you know, going away, but you're not gaining enough to compensate for those subs that you're losing. I've contacted YouTube multiple times, and they say it's the normal thing that's going on.
You know, I'll be honest, I really hadn't thought about it that way, and at first when I heard this, I thought, yeah, whatever, man, are there really that many accounts being deactivated on YouTube? But then I thought about it a little bit more, and you know, each of his channels has around 2 million subscribers, and I thought, you know, 2 million's actually a pretty big number. It's a pretty huge number of people, and yeah, it's very possible that a lot of that is people actually unsubscribing. So, you know, I heard that and I thought, okay, that's pretty interesting, but I still want to hear some other reasons. I want to hear some other reason as to what's going on with your channels, Onision. I'm very interested to hear something else here.
It could be that, or it could also be that I am widely disliked.
And there it is. The reason that his channels have been failing. And I actually, when watching this video, I was so caught off guard. I was so surprised that he actually admitted it. Now, I went into it and I was like, come on, he has to know that not many people really like him and they're not a big fan of kind of what he has going on. But I thought to myself, he's never going to admit it. He always seems like that kind of, like a little bit of a little tinge of narcolepsy, narcissism kind of associated with him, and it always kind of made me think, you know, and that's one of the reasons people don't like him, is because he always seems like he's so kind of full of himself, you know, like his poo doesn't stink kind of a situation. But I mean, right there, he kind of admitted it, and I gotta give the guy props. I have to give the guy props that he was able to come out there and say that. Congrats, Onision.
And when people like say something about me, like if, let's say you have friends and they don't like me, under peer pressure, you might unsubscribe from someone if it's like officially uncool to be subscribed to someone. All
right, props are immediately revoked. Listen, Onision, you should get this because you've been on YouTube a long time. I mean, you're a breakout star on YouTube. You made it a long ways. You had a good run, but you should understand this, all right? I don't think that there has ever been a single time in human history, or in the history of YouTube, I guess is a little more accurate, we don't have to go that far back for human history, but I don't think there's been a single time where there was like 3 friends in a group, and one friend was subscribed to something on YouTube, and the other friends pulled up his subscription list and said, "Oh wow, you're subscribed to that guy? Oh man, you weirdo, you need to unsubscribe to that." Your subscription list is personal to yourself. Most people, even though YouTube is a social media platform, most people don't use it in the same way. They use it as a content creation platform to put their own stuff out there. I mean, I guess in the same way that the others are content creation platforms, but YouTube is different. YouTube is built for it's a different kind of audience. It's not meant to be shared with necessarily your friends in your own circle around you. YouTube is built to share with a wide audience out there. It's built to be kind of the television of the internet. It's not built to be kind of sending mail to each other on the internet. That's not what it is. It's built as a different type of content creation platform. And because of that, there isn't quite as much peer pressuring. Maybe there is in higher circles amongst bigger content creators that actually know each other. But most people on YouTube are just random people that are launching it up and going onto the platform. Onision, you see, a lot of people don't like you not because they were peer pressured into not liking you. They don't like you because you're just not that likable of a guy. You're kind of rude, you're kind of pretentious, and you're kind of condescending. And you know what? People don't like that.
So I might be losing a lot of subs because I'm super uncool. I might be losing subs because, I'm not popular enough anymore. Like I don't have enough traffic coming in that I'm not compensating for the subs that everyone loses. Like PewDiePie probably loses like 10,000 subs a day, but he probably gains like 50,000 a day. So you don't notice him losing the 10,000 a day. So that's kind of what's happening, and it happens to a lot of channels. If you look at Social Blade, it's an enormous amount of channels lose tons of subs daily. So
you know, I actually took his advice. I heard out his reasoning, and I thought to myself, that actually sounds kind of legit, He's got, like I said, he has 2 million subscribers on each of his channels here. I actually pulled up Social Blade like he recommended for me, and I did a little research. So he has 2 million here, 2 million here, and if we look down at his subs he's losing, he's losing pretty close to 500 to 1,000 on the one channel a day, and he's losing pretty close to 300 to 500 on the other channel a day. And I thought, yeah, that could make sense. But then I thought a little bit deeper, and actually on his third channel as well here, it has nothing recorded. I thought a little deeper, and I thought to myself, how can I test this? How can I take a look as best I can? So also on Social Blade, they have a list of people organized by subscribers. Now Onision's channels are right around 4,000 in the world. So what I did, and I'll show you right here, I went down to number 4,000. Yeah. Now it's tricky because we kind of have to try to match the patterns of Onision's channel a little bit, because a lot of these channels are doing very well and they get way more views than Onision. So what I did was I found a couple channels that had right around the same number of subscribers as Onision, but didn't have as many views, actually had less views than Onision. And I took a look, and the first one I found here, this Josh Leva guy, he has 312 uploads, right around the same number of subscribers, and he has actually got about half. So if you look at Onision's videos, he's looking at about 50 to 60,000 views a day or so across all of his videos. And on his bro, very similar, right around that 60,000 area. This guy right here, Young Muscle Boy, or Yo Muscle Boy, Josh Leva, he is getting about 30,000. So he's getting about half of one of Onision's channels. And his subscriber count is it's dropping, but not nearly as fast, not even close to as fast as Onision's is. And you know what? I thought about that and what could cause that. But before I kind of talk about that a little bit, there was another one I pulled up. Hey, you know what? Maybe this Josh guy's a fluke. So I pulled up another one. This one, Duru and Turchi. I've never heard of any of these channels, but I guess that makes sense. This one actually only has 13 uploads, as opposed to Onision's got a million of them, it looks like. Yeah, tons. This one right here, pretty similar amount of subscribers right here, way less video views. If you look, Onision's got 320 million. Even this Josh guy has about 260 million. This person has like 30,000. I have more than 30,000, and my channel is a baby in the scope of YouTube. So I look at this, And I thought, you know what? This is the best example. This is a channel that is not bringing in any new traffic. It's sitting there with 2,000 or 2 million subscribers, more like. And I mean, this number has to be dropping faster, if not, you know, at the same rate as Onision. So I went and looked, and what? We're only losing about 200. We're only losing about 200 a day. But how can that be? Look, they're only getting about 200 views a day. Onision gets about 60,000, and he loses almost triple that. Almost 6 times that over here. How can that even be? And then I thought to myself, it's not about that, and I'm sure that there is some sort of, you know, amount of people leaving that are subscribers that are leaving, but not enough to account for this right here. So Onision does have that kind of stacked against him, but other YouTubers have been able to combat that and with less views as well. So it's not about driving traffic, you see, it's about the content that you're creating. Onision's content, frankly, doesn't seem to be all that great. And I actually pulled up his channel here, and it just kind of blew my mind. I went through and I checked out a lot of Onision's stuff, and what I thought was kind of interesting about it, I just watched a couple of videos. One thing I noticed, a lot of his videos are 1 to 2 minutes long, and they're pretty short sketches, and from reading through a lot of the stuff about them, almost all of them tend to be re-uploads as well, not new content that he's even creating. You see, it's not about the amount of traffic. Onision has the base built up. He has, I mean, not as much as he should compared to how many subscribers he has, but he has a tremendous amount of traffic that is coming in, at least compared to some of these other people that are around the same size. But the people that are coming in, seeing his stuff, are either not interested, they don't like it, otherwise he's doing something that's definitely turning people off of him. He's acting in a way that makes people say, wow, this is not a very nice guy, I'm going to unsubscribe. Now, and I believe that's what mainly is driving a lot of this, and you'll see this with a lot of other YouTubers attacking Onision, because the guy just seems like he doesn't have it all together there. He seems like I said earlier, he's pretentious, he's condescending, and he seems like a very rude guy. You know, he doesn't seem like a very nice guy. He's not the kind of guy that you'd want to spend kind of an extended period of time with, for sure. He seems like the kind of guy that the attention always has to be about him. He's never wrong, and it's just, you know, like I said, he can do no wrong. He's walking above the rest of us, and that kind of attitude turns people off. And I think this is proof right here. I mean, we see it, and I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to show that with you guys. So yeah, let's jump on to this next piece right here. Now that we've kind of proved that is totally crap.
So I'm not growing, I'm dying. So when people say like my channel's dying, they're probably accurate.
Yeah, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but probably is maybe not the correct word to use there, Onision. They are definitely 100% factually accurate. Your channel is dying. You have 2 million subscribers on multiple channels and have a hard time in many videos trying to break 10,000 views. It's kind of embarrassing, man. I mean, you're there, you know, you have the base built up, you have the expected audience right there. You just can't break that mold. Your channel is dying. You are losing subscribers every day.
How you counter that? Well, I'm figuring it out, trying to.
You know what? This part right here actually makes me think it makes me really kind of look at this. I try to look at it from any angle that I can. I really don't want anything necessarily bad to happen to this Onision guy, right? I wish everyone could just be successful and everyone could be happy with what they have going on. And in this moment, when he gives that little smile, it's the only time I've ever watched one of his videos and I've actually kind of felt bad for him. And I try to put myself in his shoes, and I think, you know what? Imagine being one of the first people on a platform, becoming huge from that platform, and then now he's kind of just the face of irrelevance on the platform itself. I mean, it has to hit him pretty hard. It's the only life he's really ever known since he was like 20, right? And now he's, what, 33 or so. So it has to hit him pretty hard. And when I hear that little smile, and at the same time, I'm almost worried that I'm also being manipulated a little bit, because he does play the sad piano over that clip, and that kind of makes me worried, like that's maybe what his intention was, is to make people feel bad. But, you know, like I said, I don't wish the guy harm, you know? I want him to be a happy guy. I want him to go through his life and not experience, just negative feelings, things like that. And that little smile right there, it just says to me, I know my channel's dying deep inside, and I'm doing all I can, but he's just going about it the entirely the wrong way.
I don't know, man. Life goes on, and you just gotta deal with the challenges that come. So that's why I'm losing subs, because either I'm a terrible person or...
Right when I'm kind of feeling bad for the guy, he goes and does something like that. He says, oh, I'm losing subs, maybe it's because I'm a bad person. Yeah, you know what that laugh says? That laugh says that thought has never even, honestly, critically crossed his mind. I don't believe that Onision has ever taken a long look at himself in the mirror and said, hey, people don't like me. Why don't they like me? And that's kind of the problem. It seems like his whole ego is kind of all right there. It's the built-up manifestation that he has that says, hey, it's all of their fault. It's not my fault, And I think Onision has that mental block there, and if that was gone, he would be 1,000 times better person to watch.
I'm losing lots of subs. We know that, and we also know that I haven't been very popular as of late in numerous fronts, so...
Yeah, that definitely can't be denied. You know what's probably not helping, though? Putting out weird little videos like this.
I want to talk to you guys about a mistake that I made not too long ago.
I pulled this little gem from his Uh-Oh Bro channel. It's called The Black Video.
For many years, I've been concluding that YouTubers who say I love you are using you.
What?
This could be true for some people, but what I failed to understand is the entire simple concept of context. Context reflects on a situation where you can say something and it means something differently depending on where you say it and who you say it to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all familiar, man. You got a point you're getting to, or what? Where are we going with this?
If you tell your significant other you love them, it probably means something different than if you tell a bunch of strangers that you love them. If you tell a bunch of strangers that you love them, say at a concert or in a YouTube video, it's beyond obvious that you do not mean the exact same thing as if you were to say it to your mother.
Yeah, thanks, dog. I'll pass that on. Because I think people that were all confused, listen, just so you guys aren't confused out there, if I ever say, hey, I love you guys, thanks for watching, that doesn't necessarily mean that I actually am in love with you, right? Like when I say I love you to my mom, or I love you to my significant other, and then I say I love you to you, that's not the same thing, in case you guys weren't aware. Man, I don't know how we got that figured out before Onision came around. There must have been a lot of confusion, because it seems to be a pretty popular thing for YouTube content creators to say, hey, I love you guys. So, I can't believe we haven't run into more, sticky situations that this would have gotten us out of. Thanks, Onision, for putting it out there. And also, before I forget, if you guys like the video, you guys should hit that subscribe button. I'd love you for it in the real way, not the fake way he's talking about. I'm not sure what he's even talking about. This video is nonsense. But seriously, if you like my video, please subscribe.
The reality is, you can love how your audience makes you feel. You can love all the good people in your audience while not loving other people in your audience. And still say, I love you guys, and have the context reference only the people that you're thinking about. To have to specify every single time makes life more complicated, it makes it less positive feeling, and generally a less pleasant experience. So I would like to say sorry. It is now 2019, and I'd like to have a wonderful year. A year where I am much kinder to people, a year where I'm more understanding, and a year where I'm more loving. I need to stop looking out and start looking in much more. And in that, I'm removing a number of my own videos that do not reflect my current views.
Alright, seriously, listen. I know I'm a very small channel, okay? But if if for some reason out there, Greg, this Onision guy, ever sees this, I want to say right now, that is exactly the right thing to do. Listen, man, you seem like you're pretty tightly wound up, okay? You kind of have to lay off a little bit. Enough with the pretension, enough with the cockiness, enough with the rudeness, okay? That's not what people want. No one wants to go out of their way to come onto a platform that they enjoy in order to get talked down to, alright? No one likes this. And I want to believe you. I want you to be a happy person, and I don't want your channel to die if you're making great content. I don't want that. I want as much content out there as possible so that the people who want the content can pick and choose exactly what they want. And here's the thing, I want to believe you. I want you to succeed, but you put this video out about a week ago, okay? And I was looking around, and one of your more recent videos, I'll toss it up here in a second, has this going on. And actually, a final point before I put the video on there, the video is titled, "Who is Onision?" And then in parentheses, reality check.
An acre of rainforest is cleared every second of every day because of meat consumers. To produce one hamburger, it takes 660 gallons of water, the equivalent of 2 months of showering for a human. 56 billion animals are killed every year for the production of meat products. The average vegetarian saves 24 to 110 animals a year. Do you speed on the highway, even a mile over the speed limit? Speeding puts human lives at risk. You are risking committing manslaughter when you speed. You are breaking the law.
Alright, so the video is called "Who is Onision? Reality check." I mean, is he going somewhere with this? This is like a third of the way into this short little video, and he hasn't even really talked about anything. He went from talking about being a vegetarian, or kind of how vegetarians kind of help the environment, and then immediately flipped it into some sort of weird traffic thing where he asks how you're speeding, and I'm not sure where this is going.
Onision has been married for 6 years. When he first started dating his spouse, people attacked him and said he was wrong, despite him breaking no laws.
Like, okay, alright, is that your point? Is what? That, are you against speeding? If you've sped, you've broken the law. Onision married a girl and broke 0 laws. Okay, where are you going with this? What is your point? And you know what I'll point out as well? You know what? There's a lot of things that are not illegal, but a lot of people still kind of get criticized for it. You know what I mean? Law does not equal morality. Okay, there's a lot of issues where, things are illegal because they are on their face immoral, but there's a lot of things that are immoral that are allowed. That's like being rude is legal, but it's still something that you should probably be chastised for. That's kind of why people don't like you, Onision, and that's kind of why these videos are out there, alright?
Does the law really matter to you? Or is your respect for the law subjective? Onision has not consumed meat for over 10 years. If you have eaten meat most of your life, you have caused many more acres of deforestation than Onision ever has or ever will. If you eat meat, you waste thousands more gallons of water every year in comparison to Onision. If you eat meat, you are responsible for up to 110 more deaths of animals than Onision every single year.
Last time I checked, it wasn't illegal to waste water. It wasn't illegal to eat meat. So why are you on our case, Onision, huh? We're not breaking any laws here. I'm starting to think that you are kind of picking and choosing what laws you like. You're taking a subjective view on laws. After all, just like with your marriage, that we can't criticize. We're not breaking any laws. I had some meat the other day. It was delicious. I wasn't breaking any laws. I don't understand why you're all up in my face about it. I'm curious to hear kind of what you have to say about that, huh, guy?
To put that in perspective, you kill an animal about once every 3 days, and Onision kills 0. If you speed on the highway, you are risking ending human lives, and you are breaking the law. We are not talking about plants or animals, you are risking killing human lives. But those laws don't matter to you, do they? You only see what is convenient for you to see, so you can feel better about yourself.
I feel like I'm missing something here, right? Like, I'm trying my hardest to try to understand what he's talking about, and I'm trying my best to try to connect the dots, right? Because if we look at what we have available to us here and we start, analyzing it, with math, we start looking at things and we say, okay, hey, eating animals causes a lot of devastation to the environment. Onision doesn't eat animals. Speeding, even going 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, is illegal. And it can put people in danger if you do that. Onision doesn't eat meat. You don't respect the law. You just believe that one thing is true and not the other to feel better about yourself. What are you talking about, man? I have no idea where this is going.
When you point a finger at someone, there are often many fingers pointing back at you. Please stop killing animals. Please stop causing acres of forest to be cleared. Please stop risking human lives by your, no doubt, regular speeding and breaking of the law. Please research all the other damage you do by consuming meat. And please look in the mirror for the damage you do to the world before you curse people who do far less damage.
Here's what really gets me about that video. I don't really understand if Onision is kind of poking fun at people that are after him or criticizing him, or I'm not sure if he's 100% serious. That's one of those weird things where satire kind of almost it's almost like a horseshoe opposites with satire. Either people are so serious that it almost appears as satire, or they're so far into satire that it could almost be serious, right? It's almost so radical you're like, oh, maybe they actually believe that. And I I just don't know what to believe with this one. And the way I took it definitely was that he's being serious, especially with his end message there. And it just goes to show, I mean, kind of like with his previous video, to tie back to the whole point that this was even here, the guy is out of touch. The guy is condescending, he's pretentious, and that's why he's losing subs. It comes down to that. It's why his channel is dying. So that beginning video where he talks about why he's losing subs, why his channel has been going downhill, this kind of content is exactly why. People don't want to go out of their way, fire up the old computer or pull out their phones just to go onto YouTube. They're not going to go out of their way to type in Onision just to click on a video like this to be complained to. Who is this video aimed at? That's what I think we have to understand here with a lot of Onision's videos, is who they're aimed at. They're aimed at his opposition. They're not aimed to build up his fan base. He's aiming at his opposition, which might be fun, and it might be fun to poke fun, and sometimes that's okay to stir up that controversy, but it's not working. Obviously, it's not working. His views are tanking, his channel is falling apart, and it just goes to show exactly why, he's kind of a relic of an older day in YouTube, and I don't think he'll ever get back on the tracks and find success on YouTube ever again. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I mean, it means a lot. This video turned out to be way longer than I expected it to be, but I mean, it's fun to do stuff like this. It's fun to fiddle around on the computer, and I love when people take the chance to kind of interact with me in that way, and we kind of converse back and forth. I really have some questions that I want you guys to answer for me in the comments. If you have the time, feel free to leave that comment down below. One, do you think Onision will ever find success on the platform again? And I'm not even talking about, he doesn't need to hit millions of views again. Even like if we're talking over 50,000 or over 100,000 per video, that kind of success. Do you think he'll ever kind of get back to that point? And two, and this one I think is a little bit more important of a question, if Onision kind of came out and he was completely honest, none of these fake apology videos, but if he came out and he said, hey, listen, I've been a real tool in the past. I really want to make changes, okay? I really want to look at myself and come clean and really figure out things about myself and really try to reform myself into a better person. If he did do that and he was making very clear steps that we could see in order to be a better person, I mean, would you give him another chance? And I'll throw this in there right now, not to contaminate what you guys say down below. If he came out and did that, and I believed him, and it was very clear that he was doing that, I would 100% give the guy another chance. You know, I'm pretty live and let live. I think that everyone kind of deserves their day. They deserve that second chance. And Onision has had, I guess, multiple second chances. And from what I've heard around, you know, he's screwed over a lot of people. But like I said, you know, before a couple times in the video, I don't wish the worst for the guy. I really don't. I hope he finds happiness in life. I don't think he's a very happy guy deep down. And you can kind of tell in a lot of his videos, just the way he acts. You can tell he's very vindictive. He likes to lash out, very reactionary. And I don't know, if he made a change for the better and he just seemed like a more relaxing guy, if he turned into the kind of guy that you'd be willing to kind of, you know, spend a long period of time with or willing to go out to a bar with, I think he'd be a lot more entertaining. I think he'd be a lot more fun, you know, instead of the kind of the spaz that he is. But other than that, you know, thanks, like I said, so much for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, check out my other videos too. This is kind of a foray in a different territory for me, but you know what, it was fun to make, so maybe I'll do some more stuff like that. Other than that, also leave those comments down below, or let me know what you guys think could have been improved, what was bad, what was good. I always appreciate seeing that stuff. But other than that, you know, I hope you guys have a great night. I really do.